Yo, Jets Nation, welcome back to another Jets Media live stream. Today we're going to be breaking down the New York Jets 2023 draft class, baby. Everybody hit those like buttons on your way into the show. The New York Jets 2023 draft class is officially here. It is officially here. We can talk about it. We can grade it. We can critique it. We can look at it. Here it is. All 7 New York Jets that are drafted. I'm really excited to get your guys' thoughts in the chat right now. Good morning, everybody. This has been a crazy weekend, a crazy week for the New York Jets. A lot happening, a lot of content that I was making. Yesterday was probably one of my busiest days of my life in terms of covering the New York Jets. I mean, I was working from 10 a.m. on the round table till 9 p.m., finishing off about the undrafted free agents. So I'm excited to break all of it down today for you guys. Let's get it started, baby. Hit that thumbs up button on your way in, everybody. Let's get it going. But before we do hop into the stream, we do want to hear a quick word from the sponsor of Jets Media, Manta Sleep. Here's a silent video of how beautiful this sleep mask is. Again, guys, if you want to use promo code JETS to get your Manta Sleep Mask right now, click the link down below in the description. You guys know the vibes. If you want to support me at Jets Media, the way you can simply support me is by supporting the sponsors of Jets Media by clicking the link down below in the description. Buying one for yourself, maybe buying one for your family member or friend of yours. I promise you, you buy them one of these, they will thank you because they will be getting the best sleep of their damn life. Shout out to Manta Sleep for sponsoring JETS Media, baby. Use the code JETS down below to sign up today. So again, we can all go into the darkness like Aaron Rodgers together. Cannot see a thing, and it's a beautiful thing, baby. Shout out to Manta Sleep for sponsoring JETS Media. All right, folks, let's get further in to this draft class. I just uploaded a video this morning of my draft grades. So if you guys saw that video, I think you know where I'm going to be heading. So I am really excited to break down where this Jets team is going to be going with this draft class. I think that the Jets' perspective of this moves is they're just trying to continue add talent to this roster, build through the draft. And I think there's a lot of interesting players that can make the roster and make immediate impacts this season, more long-term answers as well. So let's get it started. Shout out to everyone in the chat first. Oh, Paul's in the chat. Richie, the gosh darn Jets are going to win the freaking Super Bowl, baby. Let's go, Paul. Hell yeah, they are. Shout out to my man, Boy Green, in the chat. I love it. Come hop on right now, Paul. You're more than welcome. Your open invitation is always there for my man, Boy Green. Let's do it. Can we talk about a linebacker room? Sure thing, D. Rivera. We could talk about whatever you folks like to talk about. I think the linebacker room is an interesting conversation. We brought in Zaire Barnes from Western Michigan, and I think that, C.J. Mosley, Quincy Williams getting brought back is huge. Ooh, my apologies. Oh, man. I've been dealing with bad allergies, folks, so my apologies on that front. But listen, the linebacker room is definitely interesting. We have competition between Zaire Barnes, Chaz Surratt. We got Jamie Sherwood, Hamza Nasruddin as the backups. Quincy Williams and C.J. Mosley are easily the starters, but that's going to be the competition. Allergy season indeed, bro. Talk about our center, Joey Tippmann, baby, Wisconsin, with the mullet. I'm really excited for Joe Tippmann for a lot of different reasons, folks, and you guys should be too. We finally got a center that I think the entire Jets fan base is collectively excited about, man. We have been, as a fan base, looking to draft a center for how many years straight since Nick Mangold retired? We needed a center in the draft last year. We needed a center in the draft the year before that. We've been wanting the New York Jets to draft a damn center for years, and they finally did it. And his name is Joe freaking Tippmann, a 6'6" center. What? They don't make centers that big. He literally has a tackle body type, but he's playing center. He's someone that could play inside at guards, but I don't want him at the guard. I never want Joe Tippmann playing at the guard spot, in my opinion. I'd rather him be the starting center from day one and be the franchise center until he retires, right? 10 years later. In 2034, we'll be looking for a new center. But in all seriousness, man, Joe Tippmann is a player that probably one of my favorite players in the entire draft class for the New York Jets, simply because it's a need, and the Jets really needed to make sure that they filled that hole. We re-signed Connor McGovern, but you saw the contract. It looked like it was a backup level money, so that gave me an idea like, okay, there's no way the Jets are going to go into the season with Connor McGovern as their center and no one else, especially from the perspective of who's going to be their long-term. We need a long-term answer at center. We got it, baby. We got it. And his name is Joe Tippmann, probably one of my favorite players in this entire New York Jets draft class. Now let's go back. Let's talk about Will McDonald IV real quick. How are you guys feeling about Will McDonald? Has he grown on you at all? Is he a player that you're expecting high things from? What are your thoughts of that man, Will McDonald? Because he is a freakishly athletic player. And if you guys watched the press conference of Will McDonald when he got introduced as a New York Jet, he had a lot of interesting things to say about his personal life, about his story, about where he came from. There's a picture of him at the press conference. He had a lot of energy, even though he had 45 minutes of sleep. He just looked like a genuine, high-character guy that looks like Jets fans are going to like his personality. And when you talk about getting a defensive end and an edge rusher that has pass rush abilities like him, with freakishly long athletic arms, the ability to just juke out the offensive tackle, sidestep, have that bend where they can just bend underneath him, have that ability to knock the ball out of the quarterback, I think Will McDonald is a player that we needed to get not only for this season, but for the long term of this Jets squad. The Jets had to make sure that they have edge rushers, a pipeline of them. And if you look at the team, Carl Lawson's not under contract next year. Bryce Huff is not under contract next year. So we needed to add another piece to that unit, and the Jets did that. So Will McDonald joins the youthful movement of the defensive end edge rushers with guys like Jermaine Johnson and Michael Clemens and Bryce Huff, and I'm really excited to watch them grow. And I think that he's going to have an immediate impact as a rookie because he's about to turn 24 years old, and his athleticism and his size and his physical abilities feel like it's going to translate to the big game. Let's go. I mean, dude, unicycles takes a lot of bend and balance to master that skill. Facts. I mean, he rode unicycles around. He does a parkour. He does backflips. He jumps over cars. He plays basketball. He does jujitsu. I mean, all these things that some people are like, who cares about all these things? They matter. All of those things that Will McDonald did throughout his upbringing, jujitsu, riding the unicycle, jumping over cars, doing backflips, that shows his athleticism, and that all translates to him growth as a pass rusher. I like that. As for McDonald, action will speak louder than words. Let's see how he does on the field. Yeah, of course. I mean, we could talk all the talk about these draft picks, but we're never going to know anything about them until they actually go on the field and prove what they're worth. Why draft an edge when you just drafted Jermaine Johnson last year? Well, you draft an edge because that's a premier position. We're not talking about a safety or a position that's not a premier position. If you could think of three positions that are the most important positions in the sport of football, it's quarterback, edge rusher, could be one and two. I mean, the edge rusher position is the most important spot. And if you look at it from the perspective of the Jets in the AFC conference, with all the top quarterbacks they have to get through, Josh Allen in their own division, Patrick Mahomes. I mean, listen, guys, we're talking about going to the Super Bowl, right? That's the goal here. I know it's still hard to digest that the Jets have a Super Bowl window here, but they do. And if we want to get to the Super Bowl, we got to get through Joe Burrow. We got to get through Lamar Jackson. We got to get through Patrick Mahomes. We got to get through Justin Herbert. We got to get through Trevor Lawrence. We got to get through Deshaun Watson. I mean, a lot of quarterbacks. How do you disrupt these great quarterbacks? With edge rushers. So you don't stop drafting edge rushers. Jermaine Johnson is not the same type of player of Will McDonald. Jermaine Johnson is an all-around defensive end that is good against the run and good against the pass, where Will McDonald is a pass-rushing specialist. Third down and long opportunities in the fourth quarter, protecting the lead. You put Will McDonald out there, and he could go get the quarterback and make a damn play. So the Jets are going to be continuously adding to the edge rusher position every single draft, in my opinion. They have to, because you have to get a pipeline of people at that spot. Drafting on edge just helps in edge rotation style. Always has fresh legs. Joe knows that. Exactly. The Jets' philosophy, if you guys didn't realize it by now, they like to have fresh legs. They like to have, guys go in there throughout the game. So when it's the fourth quarter, everybody has their stamina. Everybody has all their energy. It's not like they've been working all game long, and then when the clutch time is here in the fourth quarter, they're gassed. That's not going to be the case. We're going to have fresh legs. So you can unlock Quinnen Williams through the middle. You can unlock Will McDonald and Jermaine Johnson, all these guys in the fourth quarter. They like a steady rotation. And to have a rotation, you need to have depth. And the Jets have one of the deepest defensive line units in the league. You draft an edge because we like wrecking quarterbacks. Exactly. Everyone got better in the division besides the Jets. We got set back 5 years. What? Troll. We always have fresh legs, especially if our offense can control the tempo. Exactly, and the Jets are expecting to have some more leads. How about that? The Jets are expected to have a little more leads this year. Wouldn't that be something special, having leads to protect, right? Now, let's get into Carter Warren, offensive tackle from Pitt. Now, this is a player that would have went higher in the draft if he did not tore his meniscus. He tore his meniscus last year. He did not finish out the season, and he looks like he's an NFL-ready offensive tackle. He's really good. He excels as a pass protector, and I think that the Jets getting an offensive tackle in the third round was really important, really important for the Jets, simply because we did not get an offensive tackle in the first round, which is what we all kind of wanted. So getting a guy in Carter Warren who has an NFL build, pass-protecting body to him, that really tells me that the New York Jets are doing the favor of the offensive line. You go back-to-back in the offensive line, center, offensive tackle. Carter Warren joins the mix of Max Mitchell, Mekhi Becton, and Dwayne Brown. And again, his tools, his physicality, his length, his wingspan, his overall tape screams like a second-round talent, but he tore his knee up, which is why he fell into the third round. The Jets really took a flyer on him. So hopefully Warren Carter can there's a chance that he could be a long-term answer at a tackle spot starting. Because if you look at it from this perspective, guys, Dwayne Brown's not here long-term. Mekhi Becton, we're going to find out today or tomorrow if we're picking up his fifth-year option, and I got a prediction that they're not going to pick it up. I don't know. Based on everything that I'm just if they would have picked it up, they would have picked it up by now. That's how I'm reading it. But you never know. Mekhi Becton, he could be entering a contract year. Max Mitchell, we'll see about that. So Warren Carter has every single chance to win a starting offensive tackle spot for this Jets squad, and I think that his pass protecting ability is going to really benefit this New York Jets team if his name is called this season. All right, so let's get into my next player, who is one of my favorites, Izzy Abanikanda, baby. This guy is going to be a fan favorite. Have you guys watched his tape? Because it is electrifying. This guy has quads like I've never seen before. Picture Breece Hall, but with more power, right? He's not as explosive as Breece Hall in the open field, but he kind of is at the same time. I mean, this guy is compact, he's jacked, and he has such great balance where when the ball's in his hands, he can take it the distance at any given moment. He is a player that had 20-plus touchdowns, 1,400 yards last year, was one of the most productive running backs in all of college football last year, just from the statistical standpoint. And it's really cool that the Jets go back-to-back. Warren Carter, offensive lineman, Pitt, and then Izzy Abanikanda, who's a running back from Pitt. Again, what he needs to work on is his pass protecting ability and being a pass catcher out of the backfield. But what he does have is his vision, his ability to be patient at the line of scrimmage, and he's a one-cut downhill runner. And I really think that getting a running back at this spot is going to benefit the New York Jets offense this season because you got to get fresh legs, not to mention the long-term outlook of the New York Jets running back room. We got Michael Carter entering his 3rd year, 2 more years of control of Carter. We got Bam Knight as an undrafted free agent last year. We got Breece Hall coming off a torn ACL. So a lot of uncertainty at that running back spot, and I hate talking about it, guys, but it's unfortunate that Breece Hall has a torn ACL, because if he did not tear his ACL, I don't think the Jets draft a running back this high, to be honest, because the Jets got to make sure that we have someone ready to go and be a bell cow and get the ball and get explosive plays if Breece Hall's not 100% right out of the gate. He's also a Brooklyn native, which is pretty freaking cool. You draft someone who's from Brooklyn, Jets fans are going to love that, baby. 1 sec. My apologies on that. But yeah, guys, and also there's rumors, and Snoopy says in the chat, there's rumors that are being confirmed that the Jets were eyeing Jahmyr Gibbs in the 1st round. Now, I would not have been happy with that if we drafted him, if he was available at 15 and they took him. But that tells you how much they value the running back position, because last year the Jets traded up for Breece Hall. And this year, they're either eyeing a 1st-round running back. If Bijan Robinson was available, they would have considered him, apparently. And Gibbs, they would have considered him at 15. Find it hard to believe, but a lot of reliable people are talking about it. And they go out there and get Izzy in the 4th round, which is more valuable. I'd rather take a running back like Izzy late and get a premier edge rusher in the 1st round. So things kind of really worked in the Jets' favor on that front. But Izzy is going to be a fan favorite, and I think he's going to have an immediate impact as a rookie. The unique things about running backs, folks, is they're in their primes on rookie deals. Usually running backs are their best on their rookie contracts with their first 4 years. So the Jets are trying to get a pipeline of running backs, and Izzy Abanikanda is going to be a dog. Let's go. Rodgers liked Richie's tweet. Yes, he did. Guys, Aaron Rodgers liked my tweet last night, and I was tweaking out. I mean, all I did is post a picture of him at the Rangers game, and it said Aaron Rodgers, Jets quarterback. But it is cool that Rodgers is being exposed to Jets Twitter. He got somehow, I didn't tag him, so I don't even know how the tweet came across his feed, but he saw me, and he liked it. Shout out Aaron Rodgers. Me and you connected at that time, baby. That is pretty crazy, pretty surreal. Aaron Rodgers, hopefully he's at the Knicks game today, because we need him to be able to give the Knicks some magic. Now, getting into the next prospect, which is Zaire Barnes, linebacker. This is definitely my least favorite pick out of the entire class, personally. Now, not to say this guy's going to be a scrub or anything, but I just feel like it was one of those picks that was a reach. He was projected to go really later and potentially even undrafted, but he was a late riser on people's draft boards. He's a really athletic guy that could fill in for that Quan Alexander role, plays weak side off-ball linebacker. He excels against the he's a good blitzer. He's sideline to sideline. He has good instincts at the line of scrimmage, and he could provide an impact at special teams, but I don't know. Just based off value, you're not getting value here with him, but there is a lot of upside with this athleticism. So I feel like the Jets getting someone like Zaire Barnes who could potentially develop into a Quan Alexander replacement. But the way I look at it is just freaking re-sign Quan. How about that? Just re-sign Quan and we'll be good. So listen, we can't sit here, Jets fans, and expect every single draft pick to be like, oh, this guy's going to be a starter. This guy's going to be a star. Not the case. There's going to be picks where we scratch your head. I gave this letter grade a C. So definitely not my favorite. Jarrick Bernard-Converse from LSU. Now, this is an interesting prospect because the Jets got another versatile piece to their secondary that can line up on the outside at corner, that can line up in the slot, and line up at safety and special teams. So this is a freakishly athletic guy who has a lot of experience playing in college. He was, I believe he was at Oklahoma State. I could be wrong. Where did he start? And then he transferred to LSU. I know that. But Jarrick Bernard-Converse is adding a versatile weapon to this team. Bryce Hall's entering the final year of his contract. Brandon Nichols has 2 years left on his contract. Those are the two backups behind Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed. We don't really have a backup behind Michael Carter II in the slot, so maybe Jarrick Bernard-Converse could be that backup slot behind Michael Carter II. I think this is one of those moves that, the Jets coaching staff has proven that they can develop talent at the secondary. We have a great coaching staff that knows Tony Ogden, that is a great defensive backs coach. Robert Saleh. I mean, even their first season with Robert Saleh, drafting Brendan Eccles, year 2 of Bryce Hall. Those are the 2 starters, and they look pretty darn good. Last year, they proved it getting Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed. They look like stars. So they're getting another guy in the building that they're looking forward to develop, and I think that's good, man. Jarrick Bernard-Converse, welcome to the New York Jets. And last but not least, probably my favorite draft pick of this entire draft class is the last one. The last one is one of my favorites. Now, that's when you know you have a good draft class, if your last draft pick is the consensus favorite amongst Jets fans. Kuntz. Zack Kuntz fell to the Jets, fell to our laps. Bro, this fella is the most athletic tight end in draft combine history. Let that sink in. Ever since that they started keeping track of RAS scores, he graded out as the greatest freaking tight end ever. Now here it is. 10 RAS score out of 10. I'm not just hyping him up. This is serious. Any tight end that has went through the ropes of all these physical athletic testings, not one tight end has graded out like this. All right? Let that sink in. So he's a 6'7" monster with pretty much like baseball mitts as hands, huge wingspan, arm length is giant, vertical's insane. He's huge as it is. His body frame is gigantic. And if he did not get hurt last year, he's a way higher draft pick than we got him. I love this pick. It really is cool that our last pick is one of my favorites. I think that the Jets just got a steal in Zack Kuntz because we drafted Jeremy Ruckert last year, and Jeremy Ruckert and Zack Kuntz cannot be more polar opposite. And that's fine. We need versatility at the position because Zack Kuntz is not a blocker. That's not his strength. He's a weapon in the game, in the pass game, baby. And that's fine. Jeremy Ruckert, he is our blocking tight end. He can line up at fullback. He can be that bully in the run game. He can be a good pass protector if he needs to. And that's great. But Zack Kuntz is the guy that the Jets fans are going to be looking forward to seeing and develop for the long term, potentially being a big-time weapon. And even right away, I can see Zack Kuntz being a weapon this season for Aaron Rodgers. You're telling me Aaron Rodgers can't get this man going? If any of you guys know anything about Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, he made a lot of players out of that Packers organization look good. Just based off like late draft picks for them, tight ends that are kind of no names that turned into names because of Rodgers. So I could see Aaron Rodgers falling in love with the big-time target of Zack Kuntz, bro. Like, this fella, his athleticism is so ridiculous to the point where the Jets loved it so much, we're bringing that fella in the building. I love it. I think Zack Kuntz is one of my favorite players in this entire draft class. Zack Kuntz and Izzy were my 2 favorite picks in day 3, but I love it. I mean, look at that RAS score, folks. What the actual heck? That's not real. And if you notice a common trend here, the Jets love drafting athletic freaks. Right? They love drafting athletic freaks. Now, I want to get your guys' thoughts in the chat right now. Who are your favorite players in this draft class? And I also do want to open this up to a Q&A and a call-in show because I want to hear from you guys. Or should we save the call-in show for tomorrow? We could save it for tomorrow. Usually Mondays are my call-in shows. Yeah, I think we're gonna save it. We want the anticipation to build. I want your guys' thoughts. Richie, the grind is undeniable. Keep up the great work. Snowball! Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Yesterday was probably one of the busiest days of my Jets media life. For sure. For sure. And I appreciate that. Link for Boy Green to hop on. I don't know where he is. Boy Green didn't answer me in the chat when I said I'll invite him on. Richie, I'm concerned with defensive tackle. Now, this is a good talking point. The Jets did not draft a defensive tackle. The Jets did not really bring in any in undrafted free agency. They brought in Deslin Alexandria from Pitt. He is a defensive lineman, but he's more on the outside. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about it. So the Jets got Quinnen Williams, and they got Quinnen Williams. I don't know. We need a run stuffer. There's still some veterans I'm sure they can bring in, like an Al Woods. There's still some moves to be made with this Jets team. I do think that they're not done adding, especially veterans that are still available in free agency that can come in for cheap. Don't sleep on that. Remember, the Jets signed Morgan Moses in the summer. They signed Quan Alexander in the summer. Both players were really pretty quality Jets. So don't sleep on them adding another player. Can't wait till training camp. Oh, yeah, baby. We got offensive rookie camp tomorrow. Time to pay Quinnen. Yes, Christian. We got to pay that man. We got to pay that man. I think we use Clemens at defensive tackle. Yeah, I mean, he played some defensive tackle last year, but he's not going to just be defensive tackle. He's going to be kind of like, I think they're going to mold Clemens into that John Franklin Myers type of role where you play defensive end, you kick inside, your versatility matters. Is free agency still open to sign free agents? Yes, you can sign any free agent at any given time, baby. We still have to remember we're going to pull players from free agency and cuts. Yes, that's another thing. There's going to be cuts that happens all the way in August, and we can pull players into there. Must sign Al Woods now. Possible. JFM will move the defensive tackle. I don't think he will. I think John Franklin Myers is going to stay where he's been doing. John Franklin Myers starts on defensive end, on the end for first down run opportunities because remember, the Jets like to have four big fellas up front on first down running opportunities. And then when it comes to pass downs, you kick JFM inside the defensive tackle, you bring Will McDonald in the game, and then Jermaine Johnson in the game, or Carl Lawson, and then Quinnen. So the four is Will McDonald, John Franklin Myers, Quinnen Williams, Carl Lawson, or Jermaine Johnson. So that's what people need to realize. When we had this whole talking point last year with JFM. JFM is both. He's not going to be kicked inside full time. He's not going to be kicked outside full time. The luxury of having a player like JFM is his versatility. So you don't want to put him in a box. You got to let him be freely. And the Jets like John Franklin Myers on the outside to really help him in the run game. And when it's pass rush opportunities, that's when you kick him inside. Didn't we sign a couple free agencies and corners post-draft? Yes, we did. We signed a lot, actually. If you guys want to break down the undrafted free agents, let's do it. One of my favorite wide receivers, the Jets brought in undrafted free agency, Jason Brownlee from Southern Miss, and TJ Luther from Gardner-Webb. Those are two receivers to look out for to make the roster potentially. TJ Luther had 63 catches, 1,100 yards, and 8 touchdowns last year, and multiple teams were looking to add that man. There was a lot of NFL teams rushing to sign TJ Luther from Gardner-Webb, but the Jets had to give up a hefty guaranteed money to him, and he decided to come to the Jets. So let's see if TJ Luther can make the team. I think that the Jets getting 4 wide receivers in undrafted free agency is telling you that, all right, we didn't draft one. We got to bring in multiple to compete. We still got Irvin Charles as well that apparently has been impressing some Jets coaching staff, and that 6 spot, that wide receiver 6 spot, even 5 spot is up for grabs. So it's going to be a heavy competition. Also, E.J. Jenkins from Georgia Tech. He's a 6'7", 245-pound monster. Ran a sub 4.6. Now, he's like a tight end. Kind of think of like a Lawrence Cager when you think of E.J. Jenkins, like a wide receiver tight end hybrid. And then Xavier Gibson from Stephen F. Austin. He's a 5'9" slot receiver, speedy, can do a lot of great things after the catch. So those are the 4 receivers the Jets brought in undrafted free agency. E.J. Jenkins, Jason Brownlee, Xavier Gibson, and T.J. Luther. They also brought in some defensive backs. Khalif Halasazy, Western Kentucky. He's a 6'1", really good coverage, has good speed, length, and physicality. They also brought in a safety that looks like a freaking edge rusher, Marquise Waters from Texas Tech. I mean, this guy was a captain, played in 66 career games with Duke. I don't know, man. And 17 games at Texas Tech, 304 total career tackles. He was their star safety at Texas Tech. and the Jets got him in undrafted free agency. Remember, the Jets got Tony Adams last year in undrafted free agency. The Jets got Zonovan Bam Knight as an undrafted free agent. The Jets got Bryce Huff as undrafted free agents. There's a lot of players that the Jets are getting in undrafted free agency pool in recent memories that can give us an idea that, yeah, they know what they're freaking doing, and they know how to add talent. They also signed 3 linebackers. They also signed a defensive lineman from Pitt, Deslin Alexandre, who could be a defensive tackle, kick inside, go outside, and a running back, Travis Dye. Started off at Oregon, transferred to USC. He was a team captain for them. He tore his ACL. He would have been drafted if he did not tear his ACL, probably. So that's another player to look out for. Hit that like button. Let's go. How many likes we got? Only 59 likes. You guys could do better than that. Everybody do your boy a favor. Hit that like button right now. Let's get to 100 likes. Come on. Let's get to 100 likes, baby. Smash that like button. Boom, 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 boom. The biggest undrafted free agents was the wide receivers. Yes, it was. I love it. Richie, concerns. AVT, Benton, Brown, Brees, Mitchell, all coming off injuries. Any free agent tackles left? Lewin, anyone else? Yeah, they're all coming off injuries, and it is scary. But the Jets, they got to make sure that the depth is there. And, you know, the health is really going to be the X factor of the offensive line. I think we can all agree that if the Jets' offensive line is healthy, it's freaking good. It's just the health that's the issue. So there's definitely going to, you know, Cedric Ogbuye is the 5th tackle. So we have 5 offensive tackles. You're not going to roll with 5 tackles going into the season, right? One of them is going to be on the practice squad. So I think the 4 offensive tackles going into the 53-man roster for week number 1 will be Mekhi Becton, Dwayne Brown, Carter Warren, and Max Mitchell. And not to mention, you could throw in AVT because he can play guard and tackle at the same time. Name a player who's never been injured. A few come to mind, but I'm not going to bring it up because I don't want to jinx it. You hear me? Is the tackle we drafted healthy or still hurt? I'm not sure. He tore his meniscus, so he could. I think he's ready to go from rookie minicamp, but I don't know. I don't know. If the 5th offensive tackle is going to the practice squad is at least decent, he will get plucked by another team. Cedric Ogbuye is probably going to be the 5th offensive tackle, and we plucked him from, I think, the Texans practice squad last year. So that's really what it comes down to, right? But this overall draft class, guys, I'm actually growing to like it a lot. Definitely not a home run like last year. I mean, last year was another level. But if you compare it to the 4 draft classes that Joe Douglas had, I think this can be up there as better than his first one and potentially better than his second one. But last year is definitely going to be Joe Douglas's best draft class of his freaking life. Becton at left tackle, Laken Tomlinson at left guard, Joe Tippmann at center, Vera Tucker at right guard, Mitchell at right tackle, best offensive line in the league. So this is Jets Forever's projected offensive line. What do you guys feel about it? And then the depth is probably my favorite part of the offensive line. You're telling me you got Dwayne Brown backing up Mekhi Becton, right? You got Carter Warren backing up Max Mitchell. You got Connor McGovern, Wes Schweitzer, Tristan Colon. Those guys backing up all 3 of those guys on the inside. I mean, that's deep. This is the deepest offensive line the Jets have had in so long. Like, the depth is my favorite part of this offensive line. It really is. And let's hope that the depth, we have to worry about it because we want these 5 healthy. And I really want Vera Tucker and Mekhi to play next to each other. But that's just me being selfish. Not selfish, but you guys get the idea. Let's do it. King Jamie's in the chat. What's up, brother? Richie, we knew it was coming, and now looking at the building roster, I just feel like this Jets might be the year. Last year, the Jets were fun to watch. This year, you guys will get primetime games for sure. Oh, yeah. We're going to get a lot of primetime games, man. A lot of primetime games. I love it. Aaron Messed Up says, mediocre draft all in all. A lot of good athletes as opposed to football players. Did not love McDonald or Zaire Barnes picks. I feel like we still have holes at defensive tackle and safety. So, the Jets don't draft by need. They draft by best player available. And that's how you draft, by the way. You do not reach for a need if there's better players available that can bolster a strength. The Jets have the luxury here to fill out the roster by adding to their strengths. Adding to the strength at edge rusher, right? Joe Tippmann was a beautiful pick because it filled a need, and it was one of the best players on their board. I do agree with you. I'm not a big fan of the Barnes pick, but the McDonald pick, I think, if you look at it from the perspective that who was available at that time, no offensive tackle was available. The Jets went with their best player on their board, and they wanted to add to their premier pass rusher, right? So the holes at defensive tackle and safety, I think the hole at safety is being way overblown by this fan base. Me personally, I really believe so. The Jets got Will Parks, Tony Adams, Chuck Clark, Jordan Whitehead, Ashton Davis. I mean, that's 5 safeties, and I'm not going to sit here and say those 5 are great. We have the best 5 safeties in the league. We're deep there. We're studs. I'm not saying that, but I feel like the safeties are all right. I mean, we had LaMarcus Joyner and Jordan Whitehead last year. It was 4th in the league in scoring. Like, please don't make it seem like this Jets team is depleted at safety. It's not true. The Jets fan base, and this isn't the first year, has been overvaluing the safety position for a while. And it just so happens that the Jets don't value the safety position as much as us fans. If the Jets value the safety position as much as us fans, they would have brought in more players. I agree with you, but in that scenario, why not JSN since Hardman and Corey Davis won't be here next year? Yeah, you have a great point. I think if you look at it, that what's more premier position? Edge, getting to the quarterback, or wide receiver? And you got to look at it also. Who's going to be on the for the edge rushers next year? Carl Lawson won't be here. Bryce Huff won't be here. So the Jets going into 2024 could not have a premier pass rusher outside of Jermaine Johnson. So the Jets needed to get another edge rusher. And you guys got to realize as well, the foundation of a Robert Saleh defense is getting to the quarterback. If you don't get to the quarterback with this defense, everything collapses. The greatness of Sauce Gardner will be wasted, right? The greatness of DJ Reed will be wasted. You got to get to the quarterback. So the Jets are prioritizing getting to the opposing quarterbacks over the weapons for the quarterback because they feel confident. And listen, I was a big JSN guy, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend I wasn't. I wanted JSN, but I still can't complain them committing to the line of scrimmage and getting to the quarterback. I really think we don't give enough love to McCole. We definitely will when Rodgers is hitting him, and he also returns mega yardage kick returns. Yeah, I mean, he's a speedy monster. Edge might be the most premier. The edge rusher is the most premier position in the sport outside of quarterback, in my opinion. It is. Our new edge is elite. JSN is not elite. I think JSN has elite traits. If Rodgers tells JD to keep Hardman Davis, they will keep him. And that's another thing about not drafting a receiver. That really shows us, as a Jets fan base, they are committed to keeping Corey Davis. Corey Davis ain't going nowhere. So you look at the receivers, you got Garrett Wilson at number 1, Allen Lazard, Corey Davis, McCole Hardman, and Denzel Mims. That's not going to be the greatest wide receiver room you've ever seen, but I think it's pretty quality depth right there. You got a veteran in Corey Davis who's reliable, and give him an actual quarterback and see what he can do. You got Allen Lazard, who has a repertoire with Aaron Rodgers already. You got McCole Hardman, who's a speedy demon. Oh, and by the way, the offensive rookie of the year, who is our number 1 receiver. Can we start appreciating the fact, guys, that we have a number 1 receiver? This is the first off season of our lives, or my life actually, that the Jets drafted a player at the wide receiver spot that I can say with confidence that's not like me pushing a narrative that's false, that we have a number 1 receiver, and his name is Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson. Let's go. Jets Forever says, we're building our foundation now, our pipeline, our future. The guys we draft starting next year won't play until year 2 or year 3. Facts. Facts. Guys, if you're just tuning into the show, do your boy a favor, hit that thumbs up button. We got 81 likes. I think we can get to 100, right? We can get to 100. Number 1 corner, too. Yeah, baby. We got a number 1 corner and a number 1 receiver in the same draft class. How about that? Woo! 177 viewers and only 81 likes. Hit that like button. Thank you, Harlan. Appreciate that. Hey, Richie, the Sporting News gave the Jets a grade D for your draft. WTF is that all about? Hey, I think that the Jets, coming off of last year, everybody was praising our draft class, and now it's going to be the opposite from the national media. But the way I look at it over my years of being a fan of the Jets and just being a fan of the NFL draft in general, draft grades by me, draft grades by experts mean nothing at this stage. You got to wait for them to go out there and see them prove themselves. They're all lottery tickets. Nobody knows. And you can say reach here, steal there. I think the Jets had some reaches. They also had some steals. I think Zaire Barnes was a reach. I think Zack Kuntz was a steal. You can argue Will McDonald was a little bit of a reach. You can. You can say Carter Warren was value. Right? This whole draft class is a mixture of reaches and steals. And that's okay. Not every draft class is going to be a home run. Not every draft class, guys, we can't get spoiled here, all right? Last year, we had a historic draft class that's going to be looked upon for generations. It's not going to happen every year. I like our draft, bro. I really do. Ask Jair Alexander about Garrett. He might have something to say. Bro, ask any corner that lined up against. How about the undrafted free agents the Jets signed? Yeah, I just broke them down recently. If you guys want my in-depth analysis of that, I made a whole video on it. Israel was a steal. Kuntz was a steak, too. True. True, true, true. True, 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 baby. Are you going live on your Knicks channel today? Yes, I am. I'll be live for the Knicks pregame show at 12. So any of my Knicks fans, Game 1 of round number 2 of the NBA playoffs against the Miami Heat tips off at 1. I'm going to be live at 12, so I'm going to be live up until tip-off, and then we'll go from there, baby. Hey, Richie, can you please wish my cousin a happy birthday? He's a huge fan of your channel. Happy birthday, Nick! Happy birthday, Nick, baby. Everyone in the chat, wish Nick a very happy birthday. Thank you for supporting my channel, my friend. It means a lot to me. And let's go Jets, Nick. Happy birthday, brother. Let's go Knicks. 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 If the Knicks win today, it will be the greatest week of my life as a Jets-Knicks fan. No doubt about it. New edge can go inside too. Freak athlete. Yeah, he's a versatile beast. Seems like draftees will be role players this year, core players next year. Yeah, that's okay. The Jets filled out their roster with role players. Like, Will McDonald will be a role player. Joe Tippett will be a starter. Carter Warren will be a role player. Izzy will be a starter/role player. He's going to get the ball a lot. Barnes is going to be a role player. Jarrick is going to be a role player. And Zach will be probably a developmental role player, but can develop into something. No, he ain't, Curry. Chill out. I didn't want to say that because I saw your profile pic. We didn't need to fill holes. We just needed depth so we can sustain injury. Folks, how awesome is it that the Jets had the luxury to add to their strengths because we don't have so many holes? We don't. Find me a hole in the roster. Oh, defensive tackle, safety. Are those holes in your eyes, or is it just we need to add more players? Like, you could say the hole is probably run stuffing defensive tackle. You can say a hole is center. Not anymore. Right? If Mantis becomes a star, JD is in talks with the best GM of all time. The praying mantis. I love it. The praying freaking mantis. I hate when people think that the Jets, like, draft classes are all about filling holes. It's not. It's not all about holes only. It's about adding to your strengths. And the Jets have the luxury of doing that. We're deep at edge. Okay, let's get deeper and get Will McDonald. Okay, we have a giant hole at center. We're going to take Joe Tippmann. We need depth at offensive tackle. We're going to go out there and get Carter Warren. We need to add another workhorse to the running back room. Let's go get Izzy, an electrifying power speed element. We need another competition in the linebacker room for weak side linebacker. Let's go get Barnes. We need another versatile weapon for our amazing coaching staff to develop over time. Yeah, let's go get Jarrick Bernard-Converse. Oh, let's just get the steal of the draft. Kuntz. We did it. 100 likes. Alvarado, thank you, brother. Thank you for the $2, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So when are we extending JD? I don't know when his contract is up, but it is coming, no? The only hole coming into the draft was run stuffing, defensive tackle, and center and linebacker. Well, we filled the center hole. The run stuffing D tackle, I guess you could still say, is something we should add. And linebacker, we drafted Barnes, so we'll see. O-line, in my opinion, is one of the most important groups in the game. Aaron, we need protection at the end of the season. O-line. Yeah, the O-line is the most important. I was livid when we took McDonald day one. I'm not angry anymore, though. I think Jets fans collectively were livid because nobody expected it. And Jets fans, we take pride of doing homework and like doing mock drafts and predicting where the Jets are going to go in the first round every year. And I think we all felt attacked that nobody predicted Will McDonald to be the pick, right? Nobody. And I think that's why the initial reaction was, what the? Will McDonald? And then you let it digest and you do some research. You're like, wait a second. This guy has 7-foot-long arms? This guy had 10 forced fumbles? This guy is going to get to the quarterback and destroy Josh Allen and literally kill Mac Jones and Tua Tagovailoa and be our closer? You thought Bryce Huff was a good closer? You saw what the Jets coaching staff did with the undrafted free agent Bryce Huff. Imagine what they're going to do with the Will McDonald freak athlete. Yeah. Yeah. Ha ha. Woo. I'm hyped, bro. I'm hyped up. I also have Knicks fever, by the way. All right, let's turn the draft class photos on. Let's look at these beautiful photos of our new babies. I like to call them babies because they kind of are. They kind of are. They're all athletic monsters, baby. The Jets got depth. The Jets got better. And folks, we got Aaron Rodgers. All right? Anybody complaining about this draft class, just remind yourself. We got Aaron freaking Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, bro. You kidding me? Do I have to say that again? Let's go. Let's go. Ruckert has the potential to be a really good tight end. Expect more production from the tight end position this year. I agree. I like Ruckert, and when we saw him at the end of the year, I want to see him get the ball more, be utilized as a blocker more. He looked like a dog. We fans will have to get used to not having premier picks all the time. Next year, our first pick is going to be in the 60s. We are now finding diamonds in the rough. I'm about to tweet a banger right now. I thought of this last night, but I didn't get to tweet it out. I'm going to tweet it now. I'm going to say, so, who do we think, watch this, who do we think the Green Bay Packers are going to draft with the 32nd overall pick in the 2024 draft? Get it? Who do you guys think the Packers are going to draft for the 32nd overall pick next year? Get it? Anyone get the joke, or am I alone? Does anybody get it? A-Rod. I'll say this. If the Green Bay Packers are picking 32nd next year, I'm buying that guy's jersey that they draft. Tippmann's hair is incredible. We need a mullet guy now that Feeney is gone. It's true. And he's even better. Feeney, sucked, so it was kind of like, eh. You feel me? We are back, baby. Super Bowl. Kuntz is about to be a problem. Watch, A-Rod going to feed him a lot. Yeah, he is. I think that Kuntz could be an elite weapon down the line. I get it. Haha. Get it, guys? Get it? You guys are getting it. The Packers will package their picks for a quarterback next year. Nah, they got Jordan Love. He'll be straight. Richie, don't waste your money on Packers jerseys. Bro, if we win a Super Bowl, I'll waste my money on everything. I'll go bankrupt. I'm kidding. I'm not that stupid, but you get the idea. If the Pack picks 32nd, why would you buy his jersey? You want to know why, Megan? Because that means the Jets won the Super Bowl. And without giving him that draft pick, we wouldn't have won the Super Bowl. So it's kind of thanking the Green Bay Packers in a way. Thank you, Green Bay, for Aaron Rodgers because we won a Super Bowl with him. That's the joke. Stop hyping the Jets with the 32nd pick. Be humble or you'll jinx us. It's more of a joke, Matt. It's not like serious. So like don't take that like in serious heart. You feel me? But I get you. I'm not going to jinx anybody, but it's all just in good spirit. It's all funny jokes. Because people are calling us Super Bowl favorites and Super Bowl contenders. I'm like, what? I'll make sure I'm at that Super Bowl. Everyone start saving now. Let's start a Fund Me account for everyone so we can save up. Who's your favorite pick and current undrafted free agent we signed? Favorite pick? Zack Kuntz is up there. Izzy's up there. Joe Tippmann. I can't pick one, right? I think Joe Tippmann might be my favorite because we finally got our starting center for the future. But that's gonna change. Undrafted free agents, I like TJ Luther as my favorite, the wide receiver. Coach Sala called Joe Tippmann's mullet the Wisconsin waterfall. I love it. First-time listener or watcher, you're hilarious. Hey, TWC, welcome to the Jets Media family, brother. Thanks for tuning in for the first time, man. Richie, a good way to keep AR playing for 3 more seasons would to be get the MetLife Field replaced. They did replace it. We got brand new, it's like fake grass. So there's new turf this year. It's not really turf. I don't know what to call it. Draft is over. Jets Media Day is more hype than ever this year. Oh, yeah, baby. Jets Media Day announcement coming. It's coming, baby. I got a lot of fun things in the works. Rodgers needs to understand the blood between us and the Pats. Oh, my God. Why do we get Kuntz? We have CJ Conk Ruckert already. Because Kuntz is Kuntz. That's all you got to know. No, in all seriousness. Athletic freak. You need a pass-catching back. Tight end. Conklin and CJ are not here long-term. Ruckert is. So you got... And you're also throwing a dartboard. I mean, you were talking about a 6th, 7th round pick. May 11th is the schedule release. Let's freaking go. Can you imagine needing attention so bad that you troll opposing teams making stupid comments and embarrassing yourself throughout the video and getting joy out of that? Me? I don't know what you're referring to, my friend. Do you think Michael Carter will be the odd man out, or are we keeping all 4 running backs? I wouldn't count out the Jets keeping all 4 running backs on the 53-man roster. Seriously. I think the Jets, not you, Richie. Appreciate that. That's what I thought. I think that the Jets are going to be going after or keeping all their running backs. It's possible, man. Nathaniel Hackett is known to have a lot of running backs and use a lot of his running backs and have a rotation. So we'll see, man. I think we can keep all 4. Richie, which games are you going to be at? So I'm going to be at the home opener. I'm going to be at Jets Media Day. And then I'm looking to catch an away game. That's the 3 games I'm looking for. If you missed Jets Media Day, don't miss it this year. It's going to be different, baby. I got a lot of fun things in the works for this year. I want to make it bigger and better, and we'll see how it goes, man. A lot of fun things happening. Anybody that's wondering what Jets Media Day is, last year we did the first ever Jets Media Day where week number 5 against the Miami Dolphins, I collaborated with the New York Jets, and I got a bunch of tickets for the game. We all sat in the same section. We all went to a tailgate together, and we got access to the field after the game. So we're going to do that again. We're going to all sit in the same section. I'm going to get everybody a Jets Media Day t-shirt is in the works that everyone gets with their ticket. And then we're going to go on the field after the game, hopefully celebrating a W. So if you guys want to join Jets Media Day this year, stay tuned for details. That comes out later in May when the tickets go on sale. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. I cannot wait. I don't know which game it is yet because I obviously have to wait for the schedule to release. But Jets Media Day, it's going to be a fun time this year, baby. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. When your number one back is coming off major surgery, you need a run-by-committee backup option. No doubt. And there he is, baby. Woo! Izzy! What number is he wearing? 22? I love you more, it's Snoopy. Special guest Aaron Rodgers is going to be at Jets Media Day. Imagine. We're going to keep 10 defensive linemen, 5 linebackers, 4 safeties, and 6 CBs. I'm curious to look back on what they did last year. Hey, Rich, thanks for carrying us through the draft and off the cliff. Losing an offensive tackle in first round was nerve-wracking. Spin Max Dave, I appreciate you, man. You guys saw how much content I pumped out yesterday? That was wild. And especially if you follow me on my social media accounts on Twitter and Instagram, you know how busy I was. And I loved it. I'm not complaining, by the way. That was one of my favorite days as a Jets, I don't know what you call me, a reporter, a content creator, whatever. But it was so much fun. Keeping up with the undrafted free agents at the end, making a video on each draft pick, reporting on every draft pick, interacting with all people. It was really fun, man. Make Jets Media Day against New York or Philly. We have announced home and away. We are home. It depends on the timing. So Jets Media Day opponent is going to be based on the timing of it because I want it to be a certain time of year. So we'll see. I'm going to pick a good game. Don't you guys worry. I'm going to a lot of Jets game this year. One I have bookmarked is Jets versus Dolphins because I have a lot of Dolphins friends. Yeah, last year Jets Media Day was against the Dolphins, actually. Bernard-Converse is the Bryce Hall replacement. Definitely possible. Bryce Hall entering the final year of his contract. Could be a cut candidate. Didn't really look good last year when he came in. Tim played against Zack Kuntz in high school. Did he completely destroy you? Right? Did he just demolish you? Did he moss you? What did he do? Look at him. Look at that guy. What are we thinking? Folks, if you're just tuning into the show, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Also consider subscribing to the channel. The goal is to get the 17K subs. Can we get the 17K subs, guys? Not right now, obviously, but help me out. That's the next goal. We are almost halfway there. More than halfway there, actually. So 17K subs is the goal. And the goal is 20K subs by the start of the season. Might be asking for a lot, but I think we can get there. Maybe 18K. We'll see. If you guys really love me a lot, you'll help me doing that by sharing with your friends, by supporting the sponsors of the channel, by getting your Mount to Sleep mask. Did anybody buy a sleep mask yet? Because if you did, I really want to get your thoughts of the mask in the comments because I can't sleep without this thing. I'm serious. And I'm curious if anybody got their mask and they have a review on it and their thoughts of it because it really will change your life. And if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, click the link down below in the description and click on the Manta Sleep website, and you'll see they have really cool products over there. Think big. I'm thinking big, baby. I think we start Converse over Michael Carter II. I don't think so. I think that's his job, but I think that he will be the backup. I think he'll be the backup. Let's not do Chiefs versus Jets on Jets Media Day. I don't want to have to be sad either way. We'll see. I think that's going to be a primetime game. Where do y'all think D-Hop gets traded? Good question. I honestly have no idea. I thought the Bills would be getting him. Megan, did you actually buy a mask? Thank you, Megan. I appreciate that. Or are you just lying to me? No, I'm kidding. I believe you, Megan. Thank you so much for buying one, and I'm happy that you can't sleep without it now. Richie, where's Jack? Jack was, he had a gig he's working all weekend. He's a musician, as you guys know, and he's busy right now. But I'm going to try to get him on the channel tomorrow. Jack, by the way, big fan of this draft class. He is. I'm excited to get his thoughts of it. Did you use my code? Did you use the link? Let's go, Megan. Thank you. My man Broadway Jets in the channel. Hit that like button for this dude posting nonstop content. Let's go, baby. You see the vibes. I posted probably the most content of my life yesterday. And guys, I said it last time they were in the channel. Can you guys do me a favor right now? If you support me, you got to support Jets content creators everywhere. Broadway Jets is the YouTube channel for the GOATs of Jets Twitter, NYJ Matt, NYJ Mike. So guys, go subscribe to Broadway Jets. Mike and Matt know what they're talking about. They bring a very unique style to their Jets takes with a mixed blend of comedy with a amazing takes of just great football knowledge and also just knowing literally everything about Jets history that I don't even know. So check out Broadway Jets. They're a very good YouTube channel, and they're my great friends over there. Richie, Washington Post gave you all a B for the draft, so that's better. Screw them all, honestly, even if they give us an A. I mean, I've seen so many draft grades throughout my life as fans. Oh, they gave Emmanuel Quickly C+. That's just an example. Guys, I'm also considering, what do you think about this? Doing 2 Jets Media Days this year. One early on in the year, one late in the year. How do you guys feel about that? Now, I don't expect you guys to go to both, but I feel like it's becoming an event that a lot of people want to go to where I don't want to just do one, especially if the Jets are good this year. Imagine a one late in December, getting everyone together. So I am considering doing 2 this year. Do a Vegas edition for the Raiders away game. I could do an away Jets Media Day where I kind of organize everybody. That's something I'm considering because I do want to go to an away game, and I was considering maybe having everybody come together and meeting in a city, and I kind of organize something. Everybody share the stream. Get it to 1,000 likes. Thank you, Megan. You're the best. Vegas is definitely the city I'm looking at. Really depends on a lot of things. But maybe I'll do a Jets Media Day at home and then a Jets Media away game. And then I can collaborate with like a bar in whatever city and try to get like a whole event planned. Oh my God, it's a lot of planning, bro. Who wants to help me plan all this stuff? Dallas or Vegas or Miami. Miami's something I'm considering as well. Woo! All right, folks. I got to get ready for my New York Knicks because they start at 1. If you guys don't know, I am also a New York Knicks YouTuber, just like I'm a New York Jets YouTuber. It's Knicks Media. I'm about to be live on Knicks Media at noon to give you guys a pregame show of the Knicks versus the Heat. So if you guys want to go to my Knicks Media channel, if you are into basketball, if you are a Knicks fan, I would appreciate you guys go over there, support me on Knicks Media. It's going to be a lot of fun on the pregame show. We're going to be breaking down the matchups, breaking down the Knicks versus the Heat. That's going to be starting off at noon. We're going to wrap up the show here. Thank you all for tuning in. We got a lot of Jets content coming your way. Also, I just posted a video on this channel earlier this morning. If you guys did not check it out, I'll put the link right now in the chat if you guys want to watch it right after this. Draft grades. So everyone's telling me the draft grades of other people. Everyone go check out my draft grades. Click that link, watch the entire video, smash that thumbs up button on that video. All that stuff really helps out the channel, guys. By hitting the like button, by commenting, by being active, by subscribing. It really helps me out continue to do what I do for a living. Because this is my full-time thing, man. And without you guys, none of this is possible. Love y'all. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you. It's Snoopy. You have a great day, too. Uh-oh, Isaac is a Heat fan. No. See you next time, King Jamie. Good luck to your Knicks, Richie. It's going to be a good series. It is, bro. But you're a Heat fan. Come to Dallas. I'll bring tons of real Jets fans. Possible. Thanks for the show, Richie. Have a great day. You too, man. Richie, let me know if I can help out in any way. I appreciate that, bro. I definitely will. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. Love you all. Let's go Jets, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.